No doubt you've heard of Chris Farley, the immensely talented actor, comedian, and SNL alumni, and at the same age as his idol John Belushi, the world lost Farley at the young age of 33 in December 1977. As happens too often in Hollywood, the story of someone with potential for substance abuse becoming a superstar seemingly overnight can have devastating consequences. Self-medicating by using drugs and or alcohol is nothing new. People have been using drugs and alcohol for thousands of years. 5,000 years ago, the Egyptians often paid their laborers who built the pyramids with beer. But substance abuse is no joke. Currently, about 100,000 people in the U.S. alone lose their lives each year to substance abuse problems. Addiction is a disease with no single cure. Those seeking relief must navigate a twisty, spotty continuum of care. There's detox, transitional housing, residential and outpatient rehabilitation, peer support, meetings, sponsor counseling of all kinds, and medications. But let's talk about Chris's early life. So he was born in Madison, Wisconsin, 1964. Chris's parents raised him and his brothers and sister as devout Catholics. He attended parochial schools, graduating from Edgewood High School of the Sacred Heart in 1982. Then on to Marquette University, where he graduated with a double major in communications and theater. Chris had been the class clown for most of his life. While he discovered acting while at summer camp every summer, he finally found his calling in entertainment while at Marquette. Following college, Farley made his way to Chicago, performing first at Improv Olympic. He then attended Chicago's Second City Theater starting the same day as Stephen Colbert, initially as part of Second City's touring group. He was eventually promoted to their main stage in 1989. At Second City, he was discovered by Lorne Michaels and was invited to try out for SNL. Chris became a junior cast member on the show for the 1990 season. 2 years later, he was promoted to full cast status, which is an unusually short time. It was at SNL that Farley found his calling. His career there moved a little slowly in the beginning, the same as what happens to most SNL stars. It takes a little while to get noticed. Then you start appearing in more sketches, then you get noticed some more, and so on. His first sketch on the first show of the season really didn't raise any eyebrows. It would take some time before he found out exactly what the audience wanted from him, and he was very happy to deliver. Some of his work is still getting millions of views online 25 years after his death. Credited as his breakout role on SNL, Chris appeared in a sketch called Chippendales Dancers with Patrick Swayze on his fourth show in October 1990, his first season. While it was well received at the time, there was some controversy about the sketch. Farley and guest host Patrick Swayze appear as dancers auditioning for the male burlesque troupe Chippendales. They both appear on stage in sleeveless tuck shirts to audition. Swayze, lean, muscular, and tan, was quite a contrast to Farley's short, extremely overweight, and clearly outside his comfort zone. Loverboy starts to play and they start dancing. After a few seconds, Swayze rips off his shirt and throws it to the audience, revealing his toned upper body, eliciting cheers from the audience. Farley does the same thing, revealing a huge flabby belly to a massive laughter from the audience. They continue to perform these high-energy moves, leaps, spins, and lots of hip thrusting. At one point, Farley dives to the stage to perform the worm. The audience is clearly enjoying the display and the laughter gets louder, almost hysterical. Needless to say, Farley's character doesn't get the part, but other cast members have said that the sketch was a pivotal moment in Farley's career on SNL, with this enormously positive audience reception, establishing him as a standout cast member, leading to him being more frequently cast in prominent roles in future sketches in that season. That's the good news. The bad news is not everybody loved the sketch, including Farley himself. Critics have taken issues with its exploitation of Farley's obesity and its effect on his mental health. Current SNL cast and writers are sharply divided in their opinions of the sketch, with some criticizing it as lazy and mean-spirited humor at the expense of Farley's weight, and others praise it as one of the funniest sketches of all time. Biographers have stated that privately, Farley was insecure about his weight and ambivalent about what he termed the fatty falls down image. Chris Rock says, as funny as that sketch was, and as many accolades as he got for it, it's one of the things that killed him. He also did numerous impressions, usually of celebrities with the same body type as he had, like Carney Wilson, John Goodman, Meatloaf, Mama Cass, Tom Arnold. You get the picture. And the sketch of him dancing as the lunch lady for Adam Sandler's song was an instant classic. Off-screen, Farley was well known for his pranks in the offices of Saturday Night Live. Sandler and Farley would make late-night prank phone calls from the SNL offices at Rockefeller Center with Sandler speaking in an old woman's voice and Farley farting into the phone, or Farley mooning cars from a limousine, even once defecating out a 17th floor window. That is absolutely true. He was also known to get frequently naked and do various stunts for laughs, including imitating Jane Gum from Silence of the Lambs, and he did it completely naked in the writer's room. Rock once claimed that he probably saw Farley's genitals more than Farley's girlfriend did. At the end of the 1995 season, the ratings for SNL were dropping like a rock, and the production costs were soaring. Probably fearing for his own job, Lorne Michaels decided to make some big changes to the show. One of which was losing a few cast members and hiring on a bunch of new faces. That meant Mike Myers, Adam Sandler, and Farley were shown the door. Well, technically they weren't fired, they just didn't have their contracts renewed. Farley was unhappy with how his career ended at SNL, but his film career was just getting started. A year after he left SNL, he appeared in Wayne's World, and over the next few years he had roles in 4 other major films. 1995 brought Tommy Boy, starring Sandler and David Spade, and Chris started a major film every year after that. Farley was particularly dissatisfied with the film Black Sheep, released in 1995, which was an attempt by the studio to recapture the chemistry in Tommy Boy, and the script was only 60 pages long when the project was greenlit. As a result, he relapsed on the night of the premiere, which required further rehab before he could begin work on upcoming film Beverly Hills Ninja. Chris attended AA meetings regularly, went to weight loss clinics, and was in drug rehab 17 times. David Spade, he told Farley during this time that injecting opiates and cocaine will kill him, as it did.